Anyway, how many churches do you think are copying like Elevation, Hillsong? A lot of churches are now copying Transformation. Like no church has its like own thing. That's how I feel when I look at a lot of churches. Like there are very few churches that are themselves. Everybody, like many other churches, are like copying, which is strange. It's very strange.
But what you copy also matters. Are you going to be able to afford the level of excellency that they are up to?
That's another thing too. Because
when you look at most of those churches and ministries, they move by culture. Because they do things according, for example, like Bethel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they are cowboys, kind of like, you understand. You know, so when you're like in Africa and you want to copy Bethel, it starts from the culture, their environment, and everywhere. So, you know, you can't just take anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you really have to have your own culture and then build something for yourself. But I'm seeing a lot of churches these days. You know, they want to put in the thing, but you know.
So the for me, where I see inconsistency is that a church will not do anything to better its like team, their stage design or cameras, but what they will do is on social media they'll make it look a certain way when in like the reality it's not there, which is bad because it's like just think of it in the sense of like false advertisement. Somebody's like, oh, I love how they do this, I love how this is done, then they show up and then oh, this is not what I saw in the pictures, but okay, it's kind of boring. But
and what really hits me is that we forget about the people that actually come to the actual place, the actual ground, you know, and we focus more on the people that are just getting the virtual experience, and we end up even like not giving it for like, because the first person of creation is God. Like he's the God of creation, you know. So we sometimes we lose the focus on who we are supposed to be doing this for. So we end up focusing on like the virtual experience, you know, you pimp everything, you even start bringing in things that you're not supposed to be bringing in, you know, and you end up, you know, so the people that actually come to the church are like really confused, like, so, you know. So yeah, I think like in COVID, I've seen a lot of churches doing like a very great virtual experience and everything.
yeah,
But I now ask myself, when the people get back to church, like here in Africa, when people come back to church, like what is it going to be like?
yeah, you're gonna be able to live up to the like, expectations of what you're doing. Also, why do people want to like open up churches? Like that's the only thing that's been bothering me. Like the people who want to open up churches, the people who don't want to open up churches, the people who are opening up churches in the like want churches open, want the ability to do something, but you don't have a plan in place. Like all of this entire season has been weird. And like everyone, I feel like everyone usually is going to lose, except like some people. Like this whole situation isn't benefiting like the regular folk, but that's just me.
I mean, I guess this season was brought to us for like now the church to the people. This time not the people to the church.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we are putting aside. Like most of the people, like that church heads, you know, people like who have churches, like pastors, are not like really putting that into consideration that now it's my time to reach out. Okay, these people, they're at home, they're back at home, they're not working. You know, their places of work are closed. Literally, I think there's not enough funds for them in their houses, take care of their families and everything, like food and, and housing. Some of them need rent.
Yeah.
But I've been collecting money all year, 2019. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And some few months of 2020, and then the pandemic comes. So how do I reach out to these people? You understand? When you look at what Pastor Robert was doing and everything, and last year encouraging people to farm, and then people used to actually bring crops into the 77, their harvest.
Yeah.
And we could see that there is something being done in the 77 days of glory. Mm-hmm. So when you look at that encouraged the people to get into farming, some of the people. And then the church also to get deep into farming. People used to sow animals, but they were never sold. Some of them were taken to the farm.
Oh, yeah.
You understand? And then they're the very animals that were used to feed the people on Easter.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? I think half of Kampala was fed on Easter.
Oh, no, I agree. I think that a lot of people, and the truth is the government did not just ours, but every government did a terrible job at
reaching out.
Not even reaching out, just like getting food to people, basic supplies. Like they're really, really bad at it. Like every government was terrible. Like no government did a good job. Anyone who thinks that there was a government out there that did a stellar job, that helped people, that they knew what they were doing, that's a complete lie. Yeah. Nobody had a clue. Yeah. And they were terrible at it. And I also think it has to do with not realizing what's going on. Like, if people think that they did a good job by helping people, it's weird. And then we had a sumo of like in the city, because what happened was like, let's go out, let's give people food, let's help them out.
Yeah.
And then some churches started doing it, but things got weird. Like a lot of things, I don't like it when things become political. Like there were businesses that were like helping out, donate, giving to like KCCA, and then you had like even people from different mosques and stuff trying to help people, which was great. Then when you drive it back to the rest of us, it'd be like Christians are great, but we also do some weird things. Like there were pastors who were distributing like the government's food. Like the government came like I guess weird stuff, man. Like why do that? But
so weird.
It's unneeded. Like if you're going to help people, help them. Like it doesn't have to like have your name on it, right? But people no, they have to know they help them, which is just like the level of competition is way too much. But
and I think it's the competition mentality that is ruining people's ministries these days. You want to be better than someone, but you can't afford the sacrifice that person puts in.
Yes.
You understand? So, for example, some of the people that have ministries that are trying to like, okay, no, I can do something better than him, So I'll give examples because, okay, Pastor Robert, because I've seen him for a while. So imagine a pastor like who preaches for about 3 to 4 hours every day. And then he has to take a journey of about 6 hours too, and then 6 maybe back. That's like 12 hours. That's a whole day in a car. Mm-hmm. And then he has to be there at the farm for like 4 hours. Yeah. You understand? Those are like 16 hours. He's still awake. And then he has to come back and preach. You understand? And then tomorrow, like, people don't kind of measure such things that other people put in to like bring up such things. And then the competition mentality ends up ruining them because they can't actually do the better, for their ministries.
And they also don't, like, a lot of people don't want to. It's because it requires work. Like, the greatest thing is, like, a lot of people nowadays, like a new flex from a lot of people is that I'm working hard, but in reality, they're really not.
They are not.
Like, a lot of people have fun, chill, go do something fun, but they're really, 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 really not working. And it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of pathetic, like to think that somehow magically, like, you're not going to work hard, but eventually Sunday you throw a ball and somehow miraculously it will turn and go into a net. And wow, you just scored a 3. That's not going to happen. Like, those things happen in the movies, but in reality, it's not going to happen at all. Yeah. Like, people really, 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 they just have to work, but they're also they're not ready to do that, which is understandable. I just hope that they just stop the pretending of pretending to work very, very hard, but then also like the results don't show. So just kind of,
I think the best thing to do is seek for help, you know.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You just be brave, you know, enough, you know, to acknowledge that actually, you know, you're better than me, but how do you do this? Like, how do you come to this? What's the process? You know, how can we get here together? You know, that can help more to like build ministries here than them just copying and then fail to, you know, to achieve the thing. Yeah, because by doing that you end up hating, you know, you might even start mentioning people's names in your sermons and such things. Yeah, which does not make sense, you know. So
it also comes down, like, a lot of people are just obsessed with other people, more so than even their own family members. It's weird.
Yeah.
When someone else is like, ooh, I wonder what they're doing. I wonder how they're doing this. Why you listen to them for this? And they just don't accomplish anything. That's why I don't really argue with people. I just let them be. Sometimes it's better just let somebody set fire to their own life and sit back and just watch than trying to like get involved and change things. And so that's pretty much just my point of view. But what's it called? Did you know that they banned porn? Where was Pornhub got banned? The porn website. I read this the other day. I think it was Thailand.
Oh,
it was like a huge thing.
In Uganda, we have a lot of those like that do not function anymore.
Thailand blocked access to porn sites because it was promoting, like, there was child porn there. There was just a lot of things, so they banned it.
Wow.
So that was it's a huge thing. People had like issues with it in Thailand, like, why you do that? You shouldn't be able to do that. Now they're putting up Save Pornhub, hashtag Save Pornhub. It's weird.
What's that for?
I just don't know. I mean, like, they've banned it for like very clear reasons. I mean, porn is not the healthiest thing in the world, right?
Yeah.
To be consuming.
Yeah.
Especially at the rates, like the statistical rates as to how many people consume porn for like how long and how much. It's not good for you at all. Which is I don't think like a lot of people take that into account. But you know,
but then when you see like when they banned porn sites in Uganda, even child pornography decreased.
Oh yeah, by big time.
Yeah. You know, like even abuse of children, like sexual abuse of children.
Yeah.
It really went down. Cause I used to volunteer in an NGO. It's called Crane, and we could get like such cases, like before the banning of porn sites, like because people would expose, first of all, kids to pornography, like in movie theaters and everywhere. Like they would be downloaded and then they come, like, so they tell you that after this movie, like at midnight we'll be showing.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, and then kids used to get exposed to it, and a lot of things used to happen. But then it reduced when they banned, But now it's being promoted through the music that people are doing these days.
Yeah, which is, again, like, I think that we're just in a level where people just want the freedom to do a lot of things, but it's not regulated.
Yeah.
Right? It's not regulated. It's not saying that this is for strictly 18 and up, 21 and up.
Yeah.
No, this is not regulated, right?
Yeah.
It's like you decided to, like, hey, let's sexualize an entire generation of people and see how well that goes down. It's not going to go down very, very well, right? Because you're giving people the identity and the right to be promiscuous to some degree. And then when they're promiscuous, then you're going to label them a certain way, or that's going to affect them in the future, right? So instead of just getting rid of it, because it's the truth, like, of all the things that you want a right to do, like, this is not the healthiest thing ever. Like, there are a lot of things in life, but porn, they have the right to watch what they want. No, they shouldn't, because they're kids, man. Yeah. Because we're not, this is the thing, nobody's sitting down and being like, we need to ban porn for adults doing nothing. No, I think the concept here is children. Yeah. I think that's like where everything needs to come up. Like, we're focused on kids. Like, we're focused on getting this away from kids, getting this out of kids' hands. It's not like nowadays the amount of nonsense that appears, like somebody who was it that was asked? Joe Biden was asked on his presidential debate, the virtual one. So he was asked by I think it was a mom or about transgender and, like, my kid transitioning and all of that, and, like, the rights for my kid to transition. And this guy says, for an 8-year-old, they should have the right to choose their own sex. Now, bro,
that's stupid.
bro, shut up. That's an 8-year-old. That's an 8-year-old. I did not know what I wanted to be when I was 8. You're not going to tell me that this kid knows what he wants to be, knows how he's going to do it, knows how he's going to change anything. Yeah. When he's 8. Shut up. Those arguments are stupid. This is me. If you're 21 and that's what you want to do to yourself, outside of my beliefs, my religious convictions, if you're 21 and that is how you want to live your life, you have the legal right to do these things. You have the legal right. It's your life, right? But up till that point, a lot of these politicians need to shut up.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, it's not that, like, well, you know, we need to help them. First and foremost, like, whenever I look at all these statistics, like, it's not that it's like a huge deal, but, like, the last time I checked, even from the Census Bureau, like, the amount of, like, transgender people or whatever, it was like less than 1%. So you're telling me you're going to put these laws that are going to affect kids? So, like, I don't know. Like, the guy's after when he said that, I classified him completely as somebody with little brain power. Like, that's severely disturbing.
That's not right at all.
So I'm not for that.
It's out of line, and I think this is the woman.
You found her?
Yeah, I think she's the one. Let me see. Let me see what he says. But most of the times he's confused. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Comes from 𝐦𝐤𝐤. She's from State College, Pennsylvania. This is your first presidential election that you're voting.
Yes.
Hi, 𝐦𝐤𝐤. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm the proud mom of 2 girls, 8 and 10. My youngest daughter is transgender. The Trump administration has attacked the rights of transgender people, banning them from military service, weakening non-discrimination protections, and even removing the word transgender from some government websites. How will you, as president, reverse this dangerous and discriminatory agenda and ensure that the lives and rights of LGBTQ people are protected under US law?
Well, flat out just change the law. Eliminate those executive orders, number one. You may recall, I'm the guy who said, I was raised by a man who, I remember I was being dropped off. My dad was a high school educated, well-read man who was a really decent guy, and I was being dropped off to get an application in the center of our city, Wilmington, Delaware, the corporate capital of the world at the time. And these two men, I'm getting out to get an application to be a lifeguard in the African-American community because there was a big swimming pool complex. And these two men, well-dressed, leaned up and hugged one another and kissed one another. I'm getting out of the car at the light, and I turned to my dad. My dad looked at me and said, Joey, it's simple. They love each other. The idea that an 8-year-old child or a 10-year-old child decides, you know, I decided I want to be transgender. That's what I think I'd like to be. It'll make my life a lot easier. There should be zero discrimination. And what's happening is too many transgender women of color are being murdered. They're being murdered. I mean, I think it's up to now 17. Don't hold me to that number, but it's higher now.
Yeah.
And that's just this year. And so I promise you, there is no reason to suggest that there should be any right denied your daughter or daughters, whichever, if one or two, your daughter, that your other daughter has a right to be and do. None, zero. And by the way, my son Bo passed away, was the Attorney General of the state of Delaware. He was the guy who got the first transgender law passed in the state of Delaware, and because of a young man who became a woman who worked for him in the Attorney General's office.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube
She
channel.
said the kid
If
is
you'd like to
8.
get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And
The
don't forget to download
mom
the
is
ABC News
severely
app for breaking news
irresponsible
alerts.
for allowing that to happen. Joe Biden is severely there's just no level. No, the man is not intelligent at all. Enough for you to wake up and be like, well, you know, my 8-year-old thinks that, you know, she's transgender, and I have 2 kids now. She wants to have the right to transition. That discrimination. No, that's an 8-year-old kid. Okay, 8-year-olds. The reason why they're your legal, while you are their legal guardian, is to protect them from nonsense like that.
Yeah.
Now, when you become a fully functioning adult and you want to go ahead and decide that you were born in the wrong body, have at it, Sarah. Have at it. But when you're 8, nobody. There is no way. And this is what's weird, right? I talked to first and foremost, besides the fact that, like, you know, Christian and like religious beliefs, why on earth did pastors support this guy? I'm so confused. It's beyond me. That alone for me is like an X on that. The transgender thing for me, kids, I am not for people who are for doing that to kids, because you're going to traumatize them. Yeah. You're going to inject them with hormones, put them through surgeries. And what if they grow up and they're like, you know what, I didn't want this. You know, I was wrong. I didn't want to do this. Then what? Right? It's a permanent life decision for a kid, which can mess him up. Yeah. Then you let him do it. Then we have pastors who are like, well, no, he's going to be a better option. No, we're talking about kids here, man. You have to protect kids. We're not talking about your feelings. We're talking about the things you like. That's not cool. And people are celebrating that they elected an idiot. But, I mean, there's no way, man. The guy's, that's a nonsensical answer. There's no way around it. Answers like that, when you have kids involved, are terrible. Kids should not be choosing their own sex. It shouldn't be there. Children, no. If you're a fully functioning adult and you want to make that call, I'm not going to stop you. Yeah. Now, a lot of people will listen to us and be like, well, Robert, no, you're a bigot. I'm not a bigot. I'm just telling you, when it is a kid. Because that's the truth. It's a kid. Yeah, it's a kid. It's an 8-year-old kid. You're not going to inject this kid with hormones and then let him believe his own delusions. 8-year-olds believe they can get superpowers. 8-year-olds believe a ton of crap. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
You're not going to go sit there and be like, oh yeah, Just imagine. I have an 8-year-old kid, right? Let's imagine. I have an 8-year-old kid. He comes up to me and he goes, "Daddy, I'm fireproof. I can't burn. I want to be like Pyro and X-Men. I can shoot fire out of my hand and fire won't burn me." Then I tell my kid, "You're right. I'm going to go get you some gasoline and a match." How do you think that's going to play out?
They're going to burn.
Of course. They don't know any better.
Yeah.
So now you cannot go ahead and be like, "Oh, well, here's some gasoline and a match. Have at it." What do you think is going to happen? This is a kid. So no, Joe. No.
And that will end up promoting pedophilia. Because
it will. It's not in large. I guarantee you it already is. In large amounts. I guarantee you there are kids who are dealing with severe mental issues, psychological breakdowns. You have kids who are taken advantage of. Like the whole argument for all of this, transgender, LGBTQ rights, the fact that I can wake up and say I identify as a woman. I frankly don't care. But I have lines, and my lines are like my kids. That's nothing you can convince me of.
Yeah.
I'm not a homophobe. I don't care. I'm not that, right? I believe God can
kids
use
are kids.
Kids are kids. That's my point. Kids are kids.
Yeah.
Right? God can touch and use anybody. I don't care about that. Kids are kids, right? If a grown man says I identify as a woman and then he can go into a women's bathroom where my daughter will be, they're going to drag him out of there with a stretcher.
No, that's the worry.
That's the nonsense that people are saying. I can identify as a woman. No, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like, I'm not going to sit there and put up with your feelings on a subject to make you feel good about yourself while I endanger my kids. Or while I let other people's kids be exploited. That's what happens. Men go into women's bathrooms, and little girls are in there, and then vice versa. I don't want that.
Yeah.
So when I look, I won't same thing. I don't want a woman identifying as a man going to the same bathroom that my little boy goes into. You're out of your mind. There's no way. I don't know. A lot of people, they play games with this, but they forget that their kid's involved. But that's dumb. The whole thing is dumb. That's what it is. It's dumb. Anything that involves kids that you want to write off for the sensational feeling of a good feeling of an adult as a parent, that mom should be, no, she's irresponsible, severely irresponsible.
So irresponsible. That's a sickness. To me, it's a sickness.
It used to be.
Because
the transgender thing, it legally was a sickness, like medically identified as transgender dysphoria. Transgender dysphoria is, and then they slowly transitioned away to making it to my sexual preference. You can't make everything a sexual preference. You're a pedophile. Like, 1, you're a pedophile. 2, you're confused. And 3, some things are just not going to fly here, right? Like, there's some people who are arguing that pedophilia is a sexual orientation. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. If you believe that I'm going to sit here and agree that adults can go and touch kids, you're out of your mind, man. There is no way. It's not happening. And the fact that there are not enough people who have the backbone to say it is severely bothering. But
and I don't think it's about discrimination, because when you look at it, it's just there are some people that do not want certain habits into the community.
Yes. Their communities, they just are we're good.
Yeah,
we're good. Like, the truth is, I know this is a huge issue for young millennial kids who've traveled and gone elsewhere. They want Uganda to be accepting of everything. This is the simple truth. It's not going to happen. It's not that.
We're not for that.
It's not. Like, the general populace of society here in this country.
It doesn't.
It's not. the woke millennial kids who have gone are few in number.
Yeah.
If anything, they might be 1,000.
Right. That's right.
For the larger group of people, there is no way. The population won't allow it. And it's not that we're choosing to be backwards. It's not that we're like the majority of people here are bigots. It's just like, this is our way of life. We like our way of life. We have other problems that we think are more important, right?
Yeah.
Than my 8-year-old deciding that he's a girl when he's a boy. That's not an issue for Ugandans, right? It's not something, well, how do you know? Well, because they're 8.
Yeah.
It's not like we have like grown men like pushing for this, right? So it's not like this is and this thing's going over to. And that's why like I'm very like people who think that they're going to be able to change us like a culture or norm.
For us, yeah, that can't be allowed.
It can't. I've met people my age who see it the same way I do. It's not going to happen.
It can't.
There are adults who are, they're not dying tomorrow. Like, you're not going to wake up and change their mind. Like, there's no way. Right? And the majority of the kids who have these views, I dare you to go talk to your parents about this. This is not politics. We're talking about changing us, like the culture in society.
No.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And this is the thing. Uganda, we're not bigots. I don't see like gay people being harassed or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Aren't they like free to move and do whatever they want?
They are.
Yeah, like we have we had an anti-gay bill or something, and that was never used. It's just not even being enacted on. As part of my knowledge, I haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
We're not bigots. We're not
Actually, I remember a debate between two pastors. One wanted them to be killed.
Yes.
And the other was like, you're a pastor, so you can't say that people should be killed.
Yeah.
You know, and something like that. But I think what needs to be done for our society here to, in order to avoid certain things, is kids should be put into positions where they're not exposed to such things. Like these days, you find parents with kids on parties. Like parties where these kids are seeing people drinking, people, you know, acting sexually and you know, and listening to music that, you know, even the lyrical content right now in the music that we have in the country, it's going way out of line. So parents should not expose kids. And then also UCC should regulate some content.
110%.
Especially to deal with music videos and how people direct. And, you know, there are music videos you look at and you're like...
Honestly, they should stop focusing on regulating elections and regulate some of this content that's being put out there. Like, if this what I'm going to say is like highly controversial. But if it was me, like WAP would not have touched Uganda. It would have been banned. I'm being serious because of kids.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, I don't want a kid doing that. I don't want a kid seeing that. I want, like, I wouldn't want my kid like that. And like a lot of people don't think this way, but then again, there's a reason why a lot of people are just like living almost a very average basic life without like thought of like further growth. But for me, I think we're not sitting here trying to encroach on people. For me, I'm not trying to encroach on people's life.
Yeah.
My thing, what I want is protection of children across the board.
Yeah, that's right.
Protection of children. A lot of people are sitting here just arguing for their rights without proper basis. Like the protection of children is very, very important.
That's really important.
Like you want to protect kids against sexual assault, exploitation, but when it comes to what you expose them to and what you allow them to do, you're just like going to turn around and look the other way. No, man, do it wholesale. A lot of this nonsense needs to go away. Like I just want to free and I want to just explore my sexuality. All right, go do that in your home. You're not going to do it out in the streets where my kids go.
Yeah.
School, where they go to eat. You're not going to do it there.
That's right.
Yeah. But, you know, that's one of the weirdest things. But in more interesting news, Mike Tyson's gonna fight on November 25th.
Yeah. That's in like 2 weeks. 2 weeks, 1 week.
I think so. Let's see.
Yeah.
That's like yeah, it's like in 2 weeks. It's like next week.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
No, Saturday, November 28th, 2020. That's when they're going to be fighting.
wow.
So I think that's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be really cool.
Then about the COVID vaccine that
COVID, I'm not for that nonsense. Sorry, it's not happening. I'm not injecting myself with some stuff that some guys cooked up that's supposed to, no, I just can't. I'm sorry. The amount of names I've seen involved in the COVID vaccine is bothering me. Like the companies involved, the people who were involved in the COVID vaccine. Bill Gates made vaccines and then brought them over here, injected people, and killed villages. Villages. No, I'm not taking the COVID vaccine. It's not happening. Sorry.
I don't know what plans Fauci has, but
Fauci is, I'm classifying him and then the guy the World Health Organization, that Ethiopian guy. Yeah, those are some very, very, very weird men with very limited intellect.
That's right.
The World Health Organization had zero clue what COVID was, how to handle it. They said it wasn't serious and it couldn't be you can't spread it through this and that. Then they come back 2 months later. Well, it's all these things. After they tweeted it. They kept tweeting things that weren't accurate. Fauci has not given us a straight answer. So no.
It's kind of like CNN.
That's where he's always talking his nonsense. Fauci said masks don't work, don't bother wearing them. Then he comes back, masks work, wear them.
He wears masks.
The guy is a clown, man. Anthony Fauci is a clown. Anthony Fauci is a clown. And now, this is also what's disturbing. Anthony Fauci was there when Bush was telling the world he needed 1.8 billion to get this website up, to get the prevention things. Fauci was there. Fauci was there when Obama talked about a pandemic. He did nothing.
So I think this is what they're trying to say.
Clean safety profiles, and thanks to President Trump's Operation Warp Speed, we're in commercial manufacturing of them as well as 4 others. So George, it's just a great day for public health as we're looking at this coronavirus crisis, and we can have hope for the future for all of them. Let's be celebrating right now. We have 2 vaccines that are with massive development programs, over 90% effective. George, in public health, we do not get 90% plus effective vaccines often, and here we have 2 vaccines with that type of efficacy and clean safety profiles. And thanks to President Trump's Operation Warp Speed, we're in commercial manufacturing of them as well as 4 others. So George, it's just a great day for public health as we're looking at this coronavirus crisis, and we can.
This guy wants to cry on TV.
What I want?
It's just a great day.
Oh, that's funny. No, you know what's funny? This is what I want them to do.
Yeah.
I'm cool with this. This is what they should do. They should, without fail, test it on their citizens. Don't give it to the rest of the world. You take it first. I want Fauci to take it.
Yeah.
I want was the World Health Organization. Let all those leaders first take it.
Yeah.
And then let them give us like a 1 month, 2 month incubation period. Let's see how they're doing.
Yeah.
Right? Let's put them around some COVID people. See this whole that the whole COVID vaccine is working.
Of course, you have to first get exposed, and then if it's a vaccine, you actually have to stay within those people because it's
you need to live amongst them for some time. We need to know that it's effective.
Yeah.
Right? And then because Senator Rand Paul came and said, if you've contracted COVID, right, you're not going to get it again.
Yeah.
The number of people, I don't remember the exact statistic, but they took like 50,000 or 50, it was like 50,000 people who had COVID.
Yeah.
Then they rechecked them to see if any of them would get COVID again. Guess how many people got COVID? Only 4. Recaught COVID? Only 4, right? So I guess like you won't get it. But to sit here under the guise that, oh, well, let's just take the virus. We trust the government. Let's take the virus. This is the thing. People believe what they want to believe. Because, like, when our election comes, what people are going to say.
Mm-hmm.
No. The election was rigged. You guys rigged votes. I don't want any Ugandans saying that. If you sit down and you don't believe somewhere, somehow, that there was election fraud in America, shut up and take your results in Uganda. That's the same thing. Just take it. Whatever results you get in Uganda, take it.
Yeah.
You cannot just say there was, no. There's no voter fraud in America, but there's voter fraud in Uganda. What are you talking about? Right? No. Like people are not like consistent in their views, which is kind of strange sometimes. But
yeah, but me for the vaccine, I was like,
I'm not taking the vaccine, man. I'm sorry. I can't. No, bro. No. I'll take my chances. Sorry, it's not worth it for me. I'm not taking a vaccine. No Ugandan is going to take a vaccine. You guys, we've seen what you guys do to everyone else. There's no way. No. There is no way.
That's not gonna work.
No. But some people are so bent on it that, no. We have to get the vaccine. We need to make sure we have the vaccine because the vaccine it's what's going to save us. It's going to be the big deciding factor. No, man, no.
Some of us have been able to survive with our dawa tea.
Yeah.
Man.
You guys could make a vaccine for COVID and you don't have a cure for cancer yet. Please, leave us alone.
That fast, in a period of only 10 months.
These guys need to leave us alone. We're getting played hard.
Yeah.
But then Netflix and I canceled my Netflix subscription.
Chitties.
That thing, man. I don't understand why they didn't take it off. Like,
yeah,
I don't understand why they didn't take it off. Like, on a serious note, it's like these are little kids. Like, why are you going to allow all of that to like continue to be like the way it is, to continue to exploit them? Because these kids were twerking. The whole thing was just, it was weird. It was me watching. I didn't even see the movie, but I know people that did wanted to find out like what was, and they were like, dude, this is so disturbing. It's disturbing. It's 110% disturbing. Like, Netflix is wrong. They're really, really wrong for what they did. It's not cool at all.
I don't know what to say, but according to what I saw from the director of the movie, I was so disappointed. About her saying, it was okay and all those things. Because
that she is a complete clown. 110% she's a clown. You can't, like, no one's going to convince me otherwise. That lady was a complete clown for what she said. You can't. Like, there is no need for kids to be twerking, grabbing themselves in the crotch on the floor. That's not a cool thing. It's not an okay thing. It's not something I'm going to second or be like, yeah, cuties, yeah. What are you talking about? Shut up.
But then you also have to realize that, because you can't come up with such movies. Like,
yeah, no normal sober person.
Unless someone is paying you to promote something.
Yeah.
Because you can't sit there and be like, no, it's an idea I had. I saw kids talking. Because, I mean, no one can imagine kids talking and then doing such things in movies. Like, no creator or director can come up and be like, okay, this is an idea of a movie I have. it's me. I think this was funded to promote something,
Yes.
either pedophilia or I don't know.
Yeah. I think they just put it there for the sake of like, oh, we want to like really like get, you know, let's show these kids that this is okay to do. Let's show them that this is okay to do. No. That is not happening at all. That is not happening at all. Not for me. But anyway, if you are watching us on YouTube, you can go to the link and you can subscribe or you can share it. If you want to finish hear the rest of this convo or this conversation, you can head over to our audio version where we have the full length, full version, and you can go listen to that because we are about to be shutting this one down. So every day, me and Ronald are going to be doing this, just chilling, talking about stuff. If you have something that you think would be interesting for us to see and discuss, please let us know so we can talk about it.
Yep.
And that will be the thing. We'll be able to get on it, discuss, and find some ways and find some things to talk about. So So peace out. We'll see you. And as the usual. And David, come and wave to the people on YouTube. There's David. Yeah. So yeah.
It was out of focus.
He was probably out of focus. We'll put David's IG handle somewhere. Show him some love. Follow him. Follow. But in all things, we are just chilling. And so. But anyway, as back to our very interesting topics. But yeah.